Review Part 1. Hey everybody, so I'm going to be doing a review of Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. And this is my Part 1 review, which you'll understand why I'm doing two parts in the next video. But this movie was directed by Francis Lawrence. He did Mockingjay Part 1. He also did Catching Fire. The writers are Peter Craig and Danny Strong. They also did Mockingjay Part 1, but they didn't do Catching Fire or the first Hunger Games. And of course the stars, Jennifer Lawrence, Josh Hutcherson, Liam Hemsworth, and Woody Harrelson. This is going to be a spoiler-free review. If I did a spoiler review, it would get into a lot of political stuff, and I'm not sure if you guys want to see that. If you do, just let me know, and if I get enough requests for that, maybe I'll do one. But getting into this, so all of the actors, I think, were perfectly cast. Jennifer Lawrence, she's a very strong, straightforward woman in real life, and so it fits very well with her character. I think she was perfectly cast for that. All of the guys that are in it are also perfectly cast. They do a great job with the characters that they're supposed to be. And I think the casting director, Deborah Zane, deserves a lot of props for that. Good job. I did not read the books, so don't yell at me for that, but I'm just talking about this from a pure movie standpoint. So I went into this movie raw. I didn't know how it would end up. All of the movies were the same way. Of course, it's better than Mockingjay Part 1 since it is the ending. The ending is always better than the first parts. It should be, at least. And in this case, it was. The story for Catching Fire, though, I thought was much tighter. Catching Fire, I think, is the best movie out of the series. Of course, you needed the first Hunger Games movie for Catching Fire to be as good as it was, just like any middle act of a third act play. I thought all of the characters in the story for Catching Fire was a lot more tight and made more sense in the overall. So that's my favorite movie, is Catching Fire out of this one. But it is, again, the Catching Fire would be the second part of a third act play. And just like in Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back is the best movie because it's the second part. Mockingjay 1 and 2 would be the third part, and Hunger Games would be the first part. So the tone of the Hunger Games series reminds me a lot of the Matrix series, in that Matrix, it follows the characters in a perceived reality in the first Matrix movie. And then in Matrix 2 and 3, they fight as rebels in true reality. Hunger Games follows the same kind of thing in that Hunger Games 1 and Catching Fire take place in a perceived reality within the games. And then Mockingjay Part 1 and 2 takes place in the true reality as being the rebels going against their oppressors, just like Matrix did. So this is the end of my Part 1 review. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you on the Part 2 video.